All right, good afternoon, everybody. It is now about 3:30 on this Tuesday, and again another quiet, start to the afternoon. However, I will say there's a few spots seeing some illegal showers, as we like to call them. Here's a look at the water vapor imagery here, and this I think helps us to kind of define that little feature that's over there. This is that low near the Outer Banks, the Mid-Atlantic region, and that is trying to propel some upper level ripples of energy into the southeast and bring about the chance for some rain. And you can see that boundary there labeled with that low, then that stationary boundary that drifts down south of the Carolina Georgia coastline. A couple severe thunderstorm warnings across parts of Mississippi. In fact, let's go over to those first. I want to zoom in here and yeah, up north of Jackson. Very sparse hit and miss. I mean, you get anywhere in a decent radius of these, and the sun's out, full on, hardly any clouds. But a couple of these pulsing up, at least according to National Weather Service there in Jackson. So not a whole lot doing here in Alabama. Again, we are very stable for the most part, and we have very dry air loft. So here's a look at the radar from the Shelby County Airport. And again, might have a shower or two graze our westernmost counties, perhaps to the east as well, up in Etowah County. This is a look at those thunderstorms down near Philadelphia, Mississippi, Louisville, Mississippi. And you get this one little blip on the map near Malloy, just about 8 miles northeast of Caledonia in Mississippi. But you have a much better bet of staying completely dry than having any rain. Flip side, we've got one shower that's popped up just to the northeast of Gadsden. This is going to be near Ballplay, just to the south of US 411. So very sparse in terms of rain. A look at cloud cover this afternoon. You can see once again the motion. It's pretty cool on the visible satellite over here. You can see these explosive thunderstorms here, these cloud tops getting well up into the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. So pretty cool to see. All right, temperatures continue to be above average. Average for this day in central Alabama is about 86, 87, 85, depending on where we're at. We're in the 90s across the board. Auburn, Gadsden, Hamilton, the cool spots at 87 degrees. Lows tonight again in the 60s. We're going to see a wide range in lows. We're seeing spots dip into the 50s. We're having metropolitan areas closer to 70 degrees. So very widespread in temperatures. Highs on Wednesday similarly should be in the 90s. And then we look to Thursday. Again, no surprise here, we got 90s. So 60s, 90s, kind of on repeat here over the next several days. This is a look at Friday afternoon. 90s once again. We could have some mid-90s on Friday. Saturday morning could be a little bit warmer, more 70s out there. We'll be in the 90s Saturday afternoon. Into Sunday we go. Our morning lows do trend warmer here. In fact, I've got a couple days easily. Saturday, Sunday morning could be in the 70s. I do think a lot of those rural areas will stay in the 60s due to the dry conditions and those temperature swings. Sunday afternoon, a dry front's going to push through here, although we could see some rain on Saturday. This should help to knock down those highs a little bit, though I do expect there to be some 90s next week. All right, big picture here. Let's go to Thursday. This is look at model data. I grabbed the European model here. You see nothing Thursday afternoon. And then you see this feature digging to the south. You can see it moving through Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana. This is associated or affiliated with a low pressure and a cold front that's actually up near Omaha, near Nebraska, South Dakota, Iowa. This will be pushing towards the Great Lakes, but we might get enough energy with this that by Saturday we see some isolated showers. Again, far-fetched, but potential's there. After that, it looks like Sunday that front tries to push through, and we could have marginal rain totals in extreme northern Alabama. So that's kind of what the Weather Prediction Center is depicting here, is calling for up to about a quarter inch of rain possible over the next 7 days up in the Shoals, Tennessee Valley region, but again, not a whole lot doing for Alabama. All right, tropical development. This is a look at the 7-day outlook from the National Hurricane Center. And basically, they've not really changed a whole lot. They've increased the 48-hour probability to 90%. I mean, this is going to get a name. If not today, it will tomorrow. And then introduced another area that we'll watch with a very low potential of development in the short term. There's the two features. You can see the one coming off at about 12 degrees north. I'm pretty big on this. If you're systems initiated a lower latitude, but not low enough to where there's the doldrums in the atmosphere, I think they have a better chance of making it into the Caribbean. These storms that initiate north of 15 degrees latitude, a lot of times will get caught up in that high pressure and get swung out to sea. Speaking of, here's Invest 92, soon to be Gabrielle. This is a look towards the end of the week, and there's our spaghetti plots. Notice our upper level high, it's our Bermuda high, and this is going to play a role in where this tropical system goes. So Saturday, it's passing to the south of the highest height values and the strongest high pressure. And what this is going to do, I think, a couple things. This is going to potentially introduce some wind shear. The interaction with this high, this will have obviously a direct impact here, but notice the circulation around the high. The high is the stronger of the two features, and this would likely direct um, whatever this should amount to, tropical storm, hurricane, and sling this around the western flank of this high, meaning it's going to go up towards maybe Bermuda and then into the North Atlantic. I do not see this getting any closer to the United States, especially with this going setup. So with that in mind, a look at the CPC precipitation probabilities. This is through the end of the month. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook. So essentially the 20th, the 30th, slightly average. So maybe some more rain is on the way for us. And then when we talk about temperatures, big picture, much of the country is above average, with a high likelihood that Alabama is above average in terms of temperatures. So heat not going anywhere anytime soon. And we'll take one more look at the composite regional radar here and kind of leave you with this. But again, very hit and miss, sparse showers. A few of those could pop up over central Alabama. Otherwise, very dry, slated forecast here over the next 5 to 7 days. That's your forecast discussion for this Tuesday. Y'all have a great day.